Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of This Week in Crypto Philanthropy, where we highlight the top giving news, stories, and the power of crypto for good. I'm Nick Mikhalevsky, Senior Sales Manager here at the Giving Block. Really just want to focus this quick episode around year end. We're in a really unique position right now. The last 24 hours for the crypto industry has been pretty significant, and we're coming to you. I think this episode is going to drop just a little bit after the presidential election. And so we'll talk a little bit about the impacts coming off of that. Looking at the agenda, we're just going to do a quick crypto price check and then take a look at the year-end giving position, kind of like a little bit of like an outlook, so to speak. So as always, we have our $500 in Bitcoin when you get started with the Giving Block. I'm going to come back to the slide at the end, but I'm sure you've seen it before. So again, hover over that code if you want to get started with us. But just to take a look at the markets, the last 24 hours has been pretty huge for Bitcoin specifically. The entire market absolutely surging on the backs of the U.S. presidential election. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, reaching as high as $75,000. More on that to come, but you can see a lot of green in this chart. I think all 10 major crypto assets are all surging today, and that could be something that carries on through the rest of the year. So again, something you'll hear me say a lot this episode. If you've got some crypto donors, or if you haven't asked donors, it's a perfect time to do that. With that, let's kind of move on to the meat of this and kind of like the year-end outlook. And just wanted to set the stage for what I think is a pretty unique and incredible position we find ourselves in as we head into year-end. So here I put a quick slide together, the year-end giving position. Here's kind of like my outlook between the donor side and the market. And I think we are sitting at a confluence, a setup for year-end giving that I think could be absolutely monumental, something we don't necessarily see line up this perfectly for like maximum generosity. So on the left, you see the crypto donors, and crypto donors in general. They are the greatest confluence of youth, wealth, and propensity to give. They are such an ideal donor demographic that, again, if you're a nonprofit thinking about getting into, crypto and the crypto philanthropy space, don't treat this like a payment option. It is way more than that. It is entire donor demographic, and we know this space really well. So they're such an ideal donor base to go after because of these incredible attributes: youth, wealth, propensity to give. Such a fantastic combination. Now, in the last 24 hours, going into the crypto markets with a setup that's looking very favorable for crypto. Again, we're not getting in any kind of like political, kind of machinations here, but obviously this is going to put the crypto markets in a very favorable position with the outcome of the U.S. presidential election. And so on the right side of the screen here, have kind of the three main factors for the market itself. We're certainly looking at all-time highs. We've got a very pro-crypto environment that we're going into from a regulatory standpoint, allowing this industry to continue to mature and broaden its reach. And also for those nonprofits that have been getting major gifts, especially in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin this year has been leading the way. Every single wallet that is holding Bitcoin is in profit. So again, you could be going to a donor base where everybody has a tax advantage incentive to give. And I think that the level that we're at, Bitcoin, maybe there's some room to reach some new all-time highs. We're not making any kind of price predictions, but a lot of tailwinds for the crypto industry, Bitcoin specifically. So again, with 54 days left in 2024, this kind of unique setup is, a recipe for some incredible change, some incredible moments of generosity. And for the nonprofits that are out there, aside from the technology that the Giving Block provides that makes accepting crypto super easy, it makes it really easy for donors to give in seconds. We also have our private donor services team who every day is in touch with donors, high net worth individuals, their proxies, their hedge funds, family offices, lawyers, financial advisors, you name it. And throughout the year, they've been telling us, hey, we're going to make some gifts this year. I think when Bitcoin kind of gets to, a certain number, that number seemed to be around 70,000. We're now looking at the tape today, Bitcoin right around 75,000. I think this is when we're going to start seeing a lot of those conversations start to warm up again, people coming back ready to make those major gifts. So again, if you're a nonprofit in the space, if you don't already work with the Giving Block, don't make such an easy, unforced error here at year end. We can set up a crypto door for you. It's so easy. And for those nonprofits who are already working with us, please get in touch. Make sure you're using your year-end fundraising toolkits. We've got an entire playbook exactly calibrated for the year-end giving season. And the templates we have in here are probably going to work even better given this market setup right now. So make sure you check those out. Reach out to us if you need help finding those. We've got all kinds of pre-built templates. So if you're a fundraiser out there, there's very little extra work that you have to do. We have things that are very much like plug and play, ready to go. You're sort of moving all your usual fundraising muscles. You just got some new tools and some new assets to add into those fundraising conversations. So it's a really unique time. I think we couldn't have asked for a better kind of end to 2024, though keep in mind that I think this trend is certainly going to continue into 2025. I think it's going to be a really strong year as well. Overall giving across this year has been up over 100% from years prior. So we're already in a really great position. And from the market standpoint, we're just getting started in this bull run. We haven't even started to take off yet. So some huge moments of generosity are out there. If you are a nonprofit that has not yet started to look into the potential for crypto donations, you probably couldn't come in at a more favorable time. I mentioned that $500 in Bitcoin that we are doing. Get in touch with us. We'll put some links in the show notes. I can even have a link that goes right to our calendar. So if you want to talk to me directly, depending on you and your nonprofit and the types of things that you might have in your fundraising program or the kind of capabilities you might be looking for, we may have the ability to increase that $500 donation to even $1,000 or perhaps $2,000. Again, let's try to scope out what exactly it is you're looking for. Some nonprofits need more capabilities, some need less, some are bigger programs, some are smaller programs. So in any event, please reach out to us. It's such a unique position that we find crypto donors and the crypto market from the last 24 hours. So it's going to be really exciting. And I guess to close things out, if you haven't already, follow our newsletter. Make sure you're following us on socials, because over these next 54 days, the Giving Block team has a ton of incredible content and events that we're going to be dropping. It's going to be really great. You are not going to want to miss it. Some things that might help for Giving Tuesday, other year-end appeals you might be working on, and of course, this really unique crypto market setup that we find ourselves in, and crypto donors just primed to probably make some pretty significant donations at year end. I guess just to close out, I know I said that before, but maybe as one last parting thought for anybody who may not already know, just to kind of review the basics. Donating crypto is exactly like donating stock. There are no special rules for crypto. It follows the exact same rules as donating securities. Probably something you're already familiar with, right? A donor can donate appreciated crypto, get a tax write-off, offset their capital gains, tax-free for the nonprofit. The big difference with crypto is that it is moving in seconds, rather than days. So it's a much easier process. Not a lot of back and forth between brokers and putting in trades and emails back and forth. But I should also say that we're talking about crypto philanthropy, of course. But when you think about the sort of rounded, non-cash asset suite, we also do stock and we also do donor advised funds as well. Certainly, there's some donors out there with crypto in those donor advised funds. So as these markets continue to appreciate, and they've already gotten their tax write-off from, maybe they put some Bitcoin in there. Now it's worth even more. Their generosity can go even further. So again, for everybody that's out there, check on your donors, ask if they have crypto. Everybody's always surprised at how much crypto is out there. And of course, for anybody who might be thinking, geez, no one's ever asked. Yeah, it's just because they don't know it's available and you've never shown that it's an option. So come to us if you need help this year end over these next 54 days. It's super fast to set up. We can probably do this in under a week. This is a really uncomplicated process. So with that, thanks for bearing with me on this lightning fast episode of This Week in Crypto Philanthropy. Lots to go through, lots to unpack from what's happened over the last 24 hours. And stay tuned for the next episodes. We're going to have some great future episodes coming up with some guests and probably unpacking some of the market dynamics as well on future episodes. So on behalf of the rest of the Giving Block team, check the show notes for all the helpful links that we'll put in there and let us know where we could help. I think this is going to be an epic year-end giving season. See you next week.